Hello everybody, Witter time. We've not done this for a while, have we? Need to catch up. So I was looking online the other day. I have no idea what wasting time as we do, and up on my screen popped a question from somebody, not to me but just in general, and they'd done a block and they couldn't figure out why the centre wasn't working for them. Okay, so I thought we'll have a go at that. What the hell? So it's this one here, and it's called Link, I believe, or chains. So we're round and round, yeah. Okay, so her problem was the centre wasn't looking square. So why was this? And so I've looked at her photos really closely, because there's several ways that you can actually put this block together. Okay, I've opted for, we make a strip this side, we make a strip this side, that bit becomes one and that bit becomes one, which leaves you the center to do. Okay, I'm just trying to get it that you can see, and that's actually been joined around the square. Yeah, so you could do this several ways. You could have done that as lots of pieces, yeah, so 2 pieces of the same color next to that, so then you could have done 1 2 3 together, 1 2 3 1 2 3. Trying to do it without all of the seams, you have to work in a cartwheel or in a round. There's probably a technical term for this, but I don't know. I just call it working in the round. Okay, and the person in question, what she'd done, she'd actually made that whole section as one piece. Yeah, so let me do that. So she had 4 pieces that looked like that and then put them around the center. And I think what was going on, she had too much going on to try and get it quite where she wanted it. So I've broken it down slightly different, as I say. So we've got a center block, a strip, a little bit at the top, a little bit at the top. Makes it easy to put together. Okay, so yeah, so we're doing chains and chain, all right, because I'm doing 2 different colorways, if we remember. It's a while ago, I know. So works best with 3 distinct different fabrics. Those ones, yes, you can see it, but actually that one is far more striking, isn't it? So you've got your backgrounds and then the 2 linking. So color placement is everything. All right, so with this block, cut all your pieces first, lay them out, make sure they're going to work, and then we're going to join them. I'm going to put photos up of it being joined along the way. All right, as ever, there's a pattern there and I've coloured what goes where. All right, so that's chain block. So I've done one of each of my colourways in that, and I'll put, as I say, I'll put with photos over in Patchwork Witterings of Abbieanne on Facebook in the group. Okay, a lot of you know my page, Abbieanne Patchwork and Quilting, but this is actually the group that's attached to it, called Patchwork Witterings of Abbieanne. So it's the one I started years ago when we were in lockdown. So this is the next block for Witter Quilt 12. Okay, so then I thought, well, do you know what? It's all very well me saying you've got to join this in the round. How do we join it in the round? And it's far easier for me to show you. So if you were here in person, it would be much easier. So I'm going to have a go, hence I'm sat in a different place today. I'm going to tilt the camera down if I can, and I'm going to show you on the machine of what I'm on about. All right, so we've got a second block to do, okay, which is that 4 times. So we're working in the round 4 times and then joining, okay, because I figure that way you're going to have a load of practice. So I would be probably doing this one before the other block, okay, but this is sort of a step to it. So that's what we're doing, and as you can see, I've got 4 centers in effect and I've worked each one in the round. All right, so I keep losing my top here. I'm gonna try and tilt you down that you can see what I'm doing on my machine. All right, so excuse me doing this. So if I want to go down, I have to push this up, I believe. There we go. There we go. So hopefully you can see what's going on here. All right. That doesn't look too bad, does it? If we go down a fraction more, will that be any good? There we are. Okay, so I've got some that I started so that I can show you as I go how we do it. All right, so you're going to have 4 of these, so I've piled up 4 of each, all right, in front of me. Accuracy is everything with your cutting. If you're not accurate, you're not going to get a nice square in the center. Okay, so always start and carry on in the same place. Your first piece you're going to attach to the top of your square. All right, so it finishes and you've got a flappy bit. All right, so I'm just going to attach that, get it all accurate. If you need to use pins, use pins. There's nothing wrong with pins. Get that slightly over. There we go. All right, so that's together, and then I just finger press that out. All right, so it looks a bit odd and you've got a bit hanging off the end. That's fine. Make sure that this is a good join at the top and it's straight. Okay, so laying it down, it actually, depending on which way you work, I tend to work back to front. Okay, so I put that one on the top. I want them all looking the same as that, so I go to my next piece, and that's going to go across the top of the square and right across. Yeah, so you're fixing that right the way across the join that you've just made. All right, so get that nicely straight. So okay, there we are. So finger press that back out again, and you can see there that we've started our around, so it's like a cartwheel. So we're going to come here and here next. All right, so just to save you a bit of time and my annoyance in noises and all the rest of it, I'm going to put that to one side, and I'm going to pull out the next bit that I've done. All right, so piece 1, piece 2, piece 3, you just go straight down the side again. All right, so I've already machined that one. So there we are. So piece 3 joined on, 1, 2, 3. Then you get to piece 4. Right, okay, so 4 is going to be a pale one, and it needs to go in there. Yeah, so you've got your square. Now, that's come right to the end of the stitch in there, so you need to open that just a fraction. You either, as you're doing your very first stitch, leave 1/4 of an inch, or just pick it back a couple of stitches, so that you can then, hopefully you can see this, you can then turn that out of your way. All right, so I've pulled the pink back out the way so that now I can join that one straight down that side. All right, if needs be, and I do generally do this, I put a pin in the pink to make sure it stays out of my way while I'm joining to that area there. Yeah, so we're just going to get that really nicely lined up where I've just unpicked. Pop it underneath. There we go. Right, so open that one out, finger press him, or at least that's what I do. Okay, so take your pin out, and now you've got all 4 bits in, but you've got a gap there. So all you need to do is now fold that one back, and you're going to stitch the last bit, but you seriously need to make sure that that is square, all right, where you're going to start. If it's not, you're not going to have a nice finish. What I tend to do is I will start stitching again from where I left off stitching and finish it. All right, so that means where I unpicked, I can go back over that little section that I've unpicked and join those seams properly. Okay, like that, and then we can do that, and then we can open him out and we can finger press him, and we've got our square. All right, and it's all nicely square. But you seriously need to be accurate with your cutting, okay? No skimping. The other thing that I always do, and just to bear in mind if you would want, is my sewing machine setting. I lengthen my stitch very slightly so that when I get to that unpick bit, it's not a problem. I unpick it, okay? So that's that. Hopefully that's all made sense. I'm just going to lift you back up again. So that means I have to push that down. There you are. Hello. So that you come back up. It's good. I'll get used to this technology one day. Apparently I can do it, that it hits my face and it goes, I don't know how yet. I'm waiting on that as a bit of a technical advice needed. So there we go. I've done 4 of them, and I've just played around. You can get all sorts of lovely patterns out of this one. Play them around. It's I want to say it's a little bit like Twisted Line Patch, but it's not. But you get to play. All right. So there's 2 now of these that are done. So you know they all sorts. It's good. And then actually as a whole quilt that would be fabulous. But I figured this little block, there's probably a name for it, I have no idea. I just thought, oh, that would do, so that you've all got a bit of practice before you do the other one that is the chain block, which is that one. Okay, so I'll put the patterns, handwritten patterns, over on Patchwork Witterings for Abbieanne so that you get the sizes. On this occasion I have included the seam allowances, all right? So I've only put across the top and in the middle because actually these all repeat size wise, okay? And there will be photos that are sort of stepped out so that hopefully you can get this. It was far easier to show you than it was to try and draw it or photo it or anything, and then I can explain stuff as I go along. There we go. So that's block number 6 and block number 7 of Witter Quilt 12. All right. One thing left to say today. Be lovely.